The reality check that they have to do.
That's one of the things that I was telling a couple of the students that were sitting around me. I said, this is good. It's a great academy. It gives you like the whole path to follow, but what they're not really telling you up front is the cost of the of going through the patent effort, right? And the application
Right, right.
submittal and the cost of lawyers and the cost of whatever is incurred. And I was telling one of the students, I said, hey, if you actually go through this patent in Qualcomm, they have the lawyers. Northrop Grumman has the lawyers. I'm pretty sure that Blue Origin has their patent lawyers and whatnot. But at the same time, when you actually go through that effort, a lot of those patents, they even though they have your name, they actually belong to the company that you work for. So it's
Correct,
not necessarily something
correct.
that you at a personal level can monetize. And I told them, yeah, Qualcomm in this case for the presentation, she did mention that they incentivize by giving you monetary compensation, but that monetary compensation ultimately becomes it's ultimately less than what you could be making if you created your own patent, and right, so it behooves them to actually give you some sort of monetary compensation and whatnot for whatever patent. So there's pros and cons about it. I don't know how it works when you actually leave the company, and if you have a couple patents under your name for that particular company. I don't know if you can carry those over, but that's a different conversation. Okay, so Melanie says no. What's your insight on that, Melanie?
Yeah, so I do have a patent through Boeing and it stays with Boeing.
Yeah.
I mean, they own the patent. You did the work under their funding.
Yeah.
So and they make it very, very clear at that time. Now, if you were to patent something that is just completely has nothing to do with your field, say you invented a mop,
Yeah.
now technically speaking, the company still owns that, but you go to them and say, hey, this is a mop. I did this on my own time. It has nothing to do. I did this outside, and they usually just release it to you. They just that you I think you can still use them like the patent lawyer,
Yeah.
like they can still help you, but they just won't, they release it to you at that time. But if it's anything related to your job, then definitely they own it. They can always surrender it and say, this is yours. But yeah, typically, and they make that very clear when you sign on and you do your agreements through your company. So
Okay.
you'll
Yeah.
see that in writing.
Right. Exactly. Well,